Hey everyone, I'll be covering all of the Nintendo Switch's games announced for the final week of January, so let's get started. Conarium is a chilling Lovecraftian game which follows the gripping story involving 4 scientists in the endeavor to challenge what we normally consider the absolute limits of nature. An ominous and spooky world await each of your moves to tie the haunting atmospheric soundtrack that best suits each of the situations, offering multiple endings to allow player freedom of choice as to where to go and who to save. Explore ancient unknown castles and use different magical elements to fight against the souls of the undead in Little Witch Nabara, a 3D action shooter launching next year. Using Japanese art style as a base, don't let the cutesy characters fool you. Underestimating each of your foes will lead you to a quick death in a grueling challenging combat encounter where the goal is to spot the enemy weaknesses and exploit it to the fullest. After releasing on other consoles a few months back, Haven is finally set to launch on Switch February 4th. Play as 2 lovers on the run as they settle into the unknown world. Glide through a mysterious landscape, explore fragmented areas, and fight against whomever is trying to keep you apart. Enjoy everyday life moments as a couple, like cooking, crafting, and even collecting resources together to make sure you make it to the next day. Co-op is also being offered for the entirety of the single-player story. The latest Japanese trailer for Apex Legends revealed that the Switch version is set to launch on February, and then an Amazon Japan listing for the game appeared just a few days later. Since then, several other stores have put up their listings for the Apex Legends Champion Edition, set to launch for roughly 3,900 yen or roughly $40 US. This is an interesting price point seeing how the game is free to play, so we await to hear more details in the upcoming days. Batora Lost Haven combines the features of a hack-and-slash game with twin-stick shooters in a non-linear interplanetary story-driven action RPG. Find the perfect balance between body and mind to face the challenges and enigmas you will find in your journey. But keep your eyes peeled as both the physical and mental stresses can bring you to a quick death. Know when to switch between the systems and use your fist or your brains to solve the specific encounter at hand. The side-scrolling action-adventure themed darling Dotori is all about a unique 3D presentation, lively music, and tons of combat. Rico lived a once peaceful life until his sister was kidnapped. Now he has places to explore, mysteries to solve, and plenty of challenges to overcome with quick, sharp reflexes ready to test his mettle. The indie dev studio CFK is hoping to launch this game in later February. Neoverse Trinity Edition is a time-warping multiplayer game consisting of the thrilling adventures that are packed with exciting challenges combining roguelike, deck building, and strategic gameplay all in one. Set off on an adventure with a unique set of heroes to save the living realms regardless of time and space, and put your skills to the test with over 300 available cards and over 100 interchangeable skills among the 3 playable characters. Monsters will test each one of your builds to make sure you plan accordingly. During an interview with Motorsports.com, the Motorsports Game Chief Executive Officer confirmed that they are working on the latest entry of the NASCAR series and actively seeking to bring it over to the Switch for the first time. Both of the developers and the Racing Association are working in tandem to make this happen. The next scheduled release for the series is expected to be NASCAR Heat 6 later this summer. We'll await to hear more news about it in the spring. The new iteration of RBI Baseball 2021 brings with it a wide variety of new features, like the chance to create your own playable character with tons of customizable options, a brand new set of play-by-play commentary, a new time of day option where the afternoon games transition to night games, tons of visual improvements across the board that will engulf you in a play-by-play more than ever before, and this is on top of the refinements of the exhibition, franchise, and online modes that see tons of quality of life changes. The third-person adventure game Willie Morgan and the Curse of Bonetown is set in a fantasy pirate-themed world with a modern touch, combining the traditional point-and-click genre gameplay with a unique cartoon 3D graphics. Willie Morgan has a fantastical atmosphere to it and the humor and the freedom to explore its sense of scale accordingly. Several ratings have appeared for SNK vs. Capcom The Match of the Millennium, releasing on Switch later this year. This is the Neo Geo Pocket Color classic that launched all the way back in 1999 and is finally seeing its re-release over 2 decades later, boasting a roster that's over 25 characters strong with some of the most classic fighters in both of these storied companies' history. Encased in the wild mask, your journey through the Crystal Islands in 90s classic platformer style. Play as Kaze and save your friend Hogo from a curse that's spreading all across the islands. Face enraged living vegetables by invoking the power of each of the masks, unleashing skills based on the powers that the mask offer with over 80 levels to fully explore. Choose 2 heroes to start the game. Each has a collection of over 50 cards and a personal relic with a unique skill tree. Maximize synergies accordingly and switch them around to strengthen the combo attacks. Roguebook offers over 200 cards to cleverly assemble the most powerful deck with the idea that more is better. Progress at your own pace and collect pages to buy upgrades and power up your heroes to stretch the long journey. Claim every trophy the sports has to offer in Football Cup 2021, launching February 4th. Begin your professional career as a soccer player and quickly rise to the top with daily challenges and progression systems, forcing you to train and perform on the pitch. Test your mettle around the world with the best of them and find your place in history within the team of your choosing. Such Art Genius Artist Simulator features you being an amazing artist, unlocking all the creativity as you see fit. Pick from a variety of tools and unleash everything you can onto the canvas or just about anywhere else in order to make a living. Sell and expose your art in the marketplace or simply display it in a virtual gallery. The choice, just like the art that you make, are entirely up to you. Evil unicorns conquer Meow York City, and it's about time a true hero emerges to save the city and get some revenge in Flying Hero X. Save all of the cute kittens in the city and upgrade your skills accordingly to make use of different maneuvers and getting around faster in an open-style explorable city junglescape, full of missions and Easter eggs to discover. Originally released in Japan as Kowloon Yuma Gakuen Ki, Kowloon High School Chronicle is getting a full remastering set to launch on February 4th worldwide. Play as a transfer student that doubles as a treasure hunter in his spare time. Accompanied by a few of his friends, they set out to discover the mysteries of an ancient civilization and the ruins underneath their school, where their deep, challenging RPG unfolds that's not for the faint of heart. Inspired by classic point-and-click adventure games, the Sunzu plays homage with its gameplay mechanics, style, and storytelling. The pixel art and minimalistic sound design bring environments to life with an atmospheric feel and interactivity. Anna is a cybernetic enhanced cop in the world that's left her behind as an obsolete unit. Help her regain her status or simply find her meaningful existence. As for the unexpected death of a close friend, Christina returns to her hometown looking for answers, only to unearth a string of dark secrets, where the truth turns out to be more harrowing than she could ever imagine in the FMV game I Saw Black Clouds, with full real-time relationship status tracking that influence the story path shown to the player. Inspired by the upcoming DreamWorks animated film Spirit Untamed, Spirit Lucky's Big Adventure is a new open-world action-adventure game that lets you go on a wild adventure to explore the wonders of the frontier with Lucky and her beloved Mustang. This original story differs from the movie and can be considered a spin-off. The Vera Blank series is an ongoing mystery detective visual novel type series of games where you play as Vera, a beautiful young woman with a set of extraordinary powers. She left her life on luxury and put them to good use to take on jobs as a paranormal detective, attempting to put a bow on a myriad of mysteries spanning decades of rumors and hearsay. Run, jump, climb, and swing to make it to the exit without ever falling into the emptiness or getting hit by spikes, bullets, or even the enemies themselves in Glam, an action-packed acrobatic platformer where the protagonist has to save his mother from the pending doom and reunite with her by any means necessary. Over 220 levels are split into 11 chapters telling one unified story. The successful Kickstarter project for The Girl from Arcania has been fully funded and the Switch goal has been met. Set in 1167 AD, Marissa is a young adventurer within the Amazon. She's looking to become the greatest treasure hunter the world has ever seen, accompanied by her trusty capybara companion. You can swap between the characters, not just combo during combat, but also puzzle solve as well. Silver Star is bringing Honkaku AI Tosai table games to the Switch in Japan April 8th. This collection includes 4 game types: Texas Hold'em Poker, Mahjong, Chess, and Daifugo. The options to play either alone versus the AI, in local versus, and even online are also being included. Customize your station with your favorite facilities and trains in Station Manager. another one of Caresoft's sim ports to the hybrid system. Help your passengers travel in comfort by meeting their needs and linking carriages accordingly to keep a tight schedule. Make sure to always bring in new passengers and keep the process flowing. Aground is a resource gathering and crafting game with a story focusing on the theme of progression. You start the game as a lone survivor of a shipwreck with almost nothing, and build it all the way up to a thriving settlement and eventually make your way to space and travel between the planets. The 2D motorbike sim arcade game Elastomania Remastered released all the way back in the year 2000 as a successor to the action Supercross game. Since then, over 54 levels have been added and even a level editor. Now this retro arcade experience is getting remastered and releasing on Switch later this year. And that's what the game announcements will be covering this week. I'm still dealing with the aftermath of the bogus copyright strike from the Pokemon Company. So if you actually saw this video appear on your feed but don't typically follow me, welcome, since they basically killed any and all discoverability in my videos for the time being. Within the next few days, we should actually be able to see a full fiscal report of the holiday 2020 season and expect the Switch to surpass the over 80 million units sold mark, and maybe even closer to 82 or 83 million. Their holiday sales were specifically substantial, even though they didn't have a major first party for the holiday release. You'd have to imagine that they have a new set of games to show sooner rather than later. So with all that said, as per always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya!